So I used to trust myself a lot more than I do now, and that's not because I think that I'm less capable than I was. It's that I've seen the value in working with other people and how much good that does. Um, it, like the love of other people is a good in its own right. It's part of what we're called to be. It's the love of the image of God, and the other is sort of a worship. It's sort of a love of God, and it also has the capacity to have a bigger impact, a more significant and more enduring, long-lasting impact. I mean, at the very least, we live for however long we live, and then we die, and so our impact will live with us and die with us if we focus that way. But if it endures from generation to generation, that's bigger, but that requires others. um, in 1 John, the scripture says that we can't we can't love God if we don't love other people who are made in His image. So it requires that there's something that's morally obligated for us in that way. And this means that like every interaction that we have is with other people is an opportunity to love the image of God in them. It's an opportunity to love them, to love God, to worship. It's fulfilling that great commission, fulfilling the greatest commandments. And that's why we have at the Center for Innovation a core value called community building. And the way that we say that is lay the stones. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about what that looks like, how we use that analogy. So the lay the stone framework means that every time that you communicate with somebody is laying a stone, and you can build structures of trust over time that allow you to do more than you would otherwise be able to. It's building up strong, beautiful structures of foundations of trust with other people. So every time that you do say something is a stone that you can lay on that foundation or on that building to build up large structures. Also, everything that you don't say that's expected to be said can do the same. And then you can tear down those buildings of trust with what you say or what you don't say. And you can ignore them, and they slowly fall apart over time. They fall prey to entropy. And now, if you think about the example here, the DC itself as a community has this 75-year history of building a large, elaborate, broad, diverse set of trusts, a metaphorical building of bricks of trust. And so people in the community know about us and will come and speak to us and talk to us based on that trust in advance, based on all the stones that have been laid before we got here. As a matter of fact, like the fact that you have this opportunity to do this is because of the sacrifices and communication and love that people have had for each other over these last 75 years. It's because of the dedication of the founders who risked it all to help love each other and love their children, and then those that bought into it, and the donations and the 40 years of service of faculty, and it's because of that trust in the community, the work with the local church, the work with local community members, children's, and then their children and their children, as we had 3 sets this last graduation. That's the reason why you can do what you're going to do now. This year, what you're working after is because of the large, vast structure of trust that's been built broad and wide in this community. And you're going to add to it or take from it. What you say will lay more stones on top of the foundation, and they'll be handed off to somebody you don't know, and that's a good thing. Or what you can say can take that from that foundation. It can tear it down. And so you have an obligation to love the other and to do it that way. And I think that your level of impact can be so much more vast. Where there's an African proverb that says you can go fast alone, or you can go further together. And so if you really want to do a thing, and it's not a vanity project, it's not just about you. You want to make an enduring impact over time. That requires you to go with other people. It requires you to sort of be humble and to go maybe a little more slowly at first, but to do it together. But that's important, and that's how it works. The object of redemptive work is almost always human flourishing. That's the point of it. It can't be done consumptively. It has to be done for the benefit of the other. And so you have to work together to get there. And I mean, every great work in history has been done in parallel. It's been done between people. Nobody has been able to do incredible, significant things on their own. And if you hear stories about that, they've just ignored the people who built those people up, who created the conditions for that. And so, I think now in this year, you'll be able to build on that trust, or to let it decay or to tear it down. And when you're building community, you're not just being nice, but you're loving the image of God in the other. You're doing worship, which is required to be able to love God at all. And and so for this year, and Lord willing, for the rest of your lives, it is my hope that you will lay the stones.